Okay, it's going to be another video on Exit Monday. We're continuing our look into the 2001 website. Again, one of the websites that are near and dear to my heart, it being launched in the early part of the internet, before what people uh, call the normies, what some people refer to as the normies, really got heavily involved with the internet. This, as you all know, we're going to cover the whole list on this channel, and we're doing the least likely scenarios that can spell the end of humanity because they come from religions. And as previously discussed, religion is one of those things that are is one of those topics that are heavy, but for the most part, I think science has debunked a lot of religion. So, which is why I'm putting it in a category of least likely to happen to more likely, and in hopes of covering all these books, not books, but stories in the English language. We'll also be covering scary stories and creepypastas on this channel, all in an effort to promote myself so that when I release my book near Halloween, it'll garner at least some attention and hopefully some sales. But without any more delay, let's get into it. This is entitled Whoosh. In the previous video, it should have been entitled Chop. When you click the link, for some reason, it also says Whoosh when it should have said Chop, because the Hindu god that's supposed to whack everyone for for their end of the world scenario. So without any more delay, let's get into it. Think of Islam what you will. Its presence in what used to be Persia may have a downside, for the coming of Islam actually marks the beginning of the end of days. In fact, we may be about to drown in a molten metal. That's at least what God told the Persian prophet Zarathustra some 3,000 years ago. Long before Islam, long before Christianity, there was Zoroastrianism, an ancient Persian religion based on the mystic writings of the prophet Zarathustra. Now, God, Ahura Mazda, in Zoroastrianism told Zarathustra a lot of stuff. Among things, God told the prophet in detail how the world would end. Here's the full story. It all starts to go wrong when what is now called Iran is overrun by a race of demons of questionable nationality coming from the east. The demons have disheveled hair and practiced a vile religion. Iran will be in decay for 1,000 years. The economy is disrupted, the government is bad, and the people of Iran and its neighbors will be very unkind and hostile to each other. Also, the entire world will look different. The sun is more often unseen and is spotted. Harvest will be bad, and years, months, and days are 1/3 shorter. Strangely, countries will be full of highways. Humans have also changed. They are born smaller and weaker, and talk a lot of good deeds, but do the It says, and talk a lot of good deeds, but do the adversary. Whether that's grammatically correct, I'm not sure. But I would substitute that with opposite. The world is covered with a dead matter. Everywhere you go, you step on it. No wonder almost everyone living in this wicked world goes straight to hell after death. But wait, then suddenly a weird and cataclysmic thing starts happening. There are notably, it should say, more earthquakes and devastating storms. There are signs on the sun, and the moon suddenly becomes colored. From the Balkans, an army with red weapons, red banners, and red hats emerge. The army wages war on Greece and wins. It's the beginning of a series of wars in which Arabs, Turks, and the Balkans play a prominent role. But there are no good guys around. One army is as evil as the next. Gladly, help is underway. I guess it probably meant on the way. Keep in mind the author of Exit Monday was from the Netherlands, and maybe that has something to do with some of these small errors, or what I perceive to be errors. And again, someone could correct me if I'm wrong. Back to the text. Somewhere in Asia, China, or India, Zarathustra suggests a prince is born. The prince's mother is a virgin, and the birth is marked by yet another divine signal. At the moment of birth, a star falls from the sky for everyone to see. But it says, actually, when you look it up on the actual website, it says for everyone to be seen. So, by the time the prince ages 30, he gathers an enormous army around him with flags striped like tiger skins. The prince leads his army to Iran and defeats all the bad guys, demonic invaders included. He knows how to take care of business. They will slay so that 1,000 women can afterwards see and kiss but one man, Zarathustra says. But the prince's victory really pisses off the general manager of the demons, evil itself. The devil summoned yet another army consisting of the vilest races of demons and wrath and goes to Iran. Of course, Ahura Mazda doesn't leave this unanswered. He sends an angel called Nerio Sang and another godly creature called Shrosh the Righteous, together with 150 faithful men and under the leadership of a prophet called Peshotan. The prince goes out to restore religion. They bless everyone they meet. They consecrate every pool of water they pass. And every now and then they kick ass when they come across a demon or an evil race. Meanwhile, Ahura Mazda keeps sending more troops. He descends to the mountains of Hukaria with his archangels and tells them to join Peshutan from the mountaintop. Ahura Mazda gives away a thundering pep talk to the troops. It scares the hell out of the devil. Shocked, he flees back to the darkest recess of hell, avoiding battle with the armies of God. Score 1-0 in favor of Ahura Mazda. But evil isn't quite defeated yet. Another 1,000 years pass, and steadily the devil makes a comeback. Once more, the world becomes corrupted. People grow more and more wicked, and religion is contained with evil and malpractice again. Then one day, God decides it's time for another savior. So here we go once more. Somewhere in the east, a virgin takes a bath and becomes miraculously impregnated. She gives birth to Messiah number 2, a chap named Ashidar. At the age of 30, Ashidar sees the light and receives Zoroastrian religion directly from Ahura Mazda himself. Ashidar commands the sun to halt, and indeed it does, for 10 days and 10 nights. The sun just sits there in the sky. And if you think that's miraculous, wait what happens next. From every corner of the world, wolves come running to Iran. There, they melt together into a gigantic, hideous-looking, demonic super wolf. The beast is at least 433 paces long and stretches 415 paces across. Now that's what you call a wolf. It's pretty entertaining. Oh, not a Shidar. Rapidly, the Savior gathers an army of Ahura Mazda worshippers, and around him battles the wolf and kicks it back into hell. Phew. And that's about all Ashidar has to do. Everyone is so impressed that all humans hastily decide not to flirt with Mr. Evil anymore. En masse, they give the devil the finger and convert to the good religion of Ahura Mazda again. Grudgingly, the devil retreats into darkness once more. 2-0 for God. Wow, this story is quite lengthy, much longer than the Hindu counterpart. Another 1,000 years pass, and although evil is groggy and weakened by now, it's still around. From the Balkans and from the east, new armies roll in, and again they conquer Iran, and again Ahura Mazda sees his religion corrupted and degraded. The world has undergone some remarkable changes by now. For one thing, people no longer need to eat to stay alive, but Ahura Mazda has already had it with the devil. He decides to send in a third Messiah and bring about the end of the world. In Iran, a beautiful virgin takes a bath in Lake Kansaoa, however you pronounce it. I'm sorry I'm butchering this Farsi word. And oh, wonder, she becomes pregnant. The third savior is born and finds out he is, other than the preceding saviors, a direct descendant of Zarathustra himself. Saoshriant is the name of the Messiah number 3. I'm just going to call this guy third Messiah because these names are difficult, and I'm not, I'm not doing so well with and it is clear he will be the last Messiah in a row. While he's still a young man, some very odd things start to happen. For one thing, all the dead begin coming back to live. I think he should have put to life. One after another, they crawl out of their graves with brand new bodies. All in all, the whole process lasts for 57 years. Everyone who died as a youth will be age 18 forever. Everyone who died as an adult will be 40 for eternity. Oh, that sucks. Let me tell you from personal experience. Well, actually, I can't really say personal experience, but I'm close enough. I'm 39, and once I'm resurrected and things are made perfect, I don't want to be around this age range. I want to be, let's kick this back down to 25. Yeah, it's not so great being this around this age in my book, but I'm pretty sure other people are maybe feeling better. I know I wake up with back pains, and that's not cool. Yeah, I don't want to be 40 for eternity. But anyway, back to the text or the story. Actually, I'm going to have to make this a two-parter because with this being a new channel, I don't know how long YouTube will provide for these videos. So I'll catch you in the next video.